name is Caroline Torres, and I am the branch mentor for the Navy spouses within the Military Spouse Advocacy Network. And my guest here, Carolina, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for accepting this invitation to share your story and your insights with other military spouses within our community. So, Carolina, would you like to introduce yourself?
Of course. Well, thank you so much for having me here. I'm so honored and so grateful to be able to speak about my own personal journey with MSAN. So again, my name is Carolina Santiago. Born and raised in San Diego, California. I have been a proud active duty Marine Corps spouse since 2018. First joined the Military Spouse Advocacy Network around 2019, 2020, when COVID was really big. I was looking for online opportunities, and I speak for a lot of military spouses here where I feel like I stumbled on the Military Spouse Advocacy Network. It feels like one of the best hidden secrets, but ever since I joined, it's been a really great network opportunity. Also a really great way to speak to seasoned military spouses like you, Caroline, that provide mentorship.
Oh, thank you. So far, what impact has your mentor-mentee relationship had on your male spouse, our relationship, and not only our relationship, but the resources that we provide in the hub?
Yeah, great question. So one of the main things that I was looking for in a mentor, and I feel Caroline, in our conversations, I've mentioned this to you before. Um, it's really hard to, because when you're looking online at those resources, they're really great worksheets, they're really great websites, but you almost want to be able to have that human connection to be able to ask questions to the person that wrote them, but you can't do that because usually they're government officials. So
Mhm.
being able to have a mentor through this network has been such a great experience because it really slows down that information process, and you're able to have that human connection. I can ask you questions in real time, and it's a very human connection. It's not data driven. So for me, that's been really great to be able to ask you questions in real time. And because I'm considered a new spouse, I've been in this military business for about maybe 3, 4 years. It hasn't been really long. It's really great to be able to connect with military spouses that have been in this role for 8+ years and be able to get your feedback and your wisdom and your mentorship. So the mentorship aspect has been really rewarding, and also being able to ask questions in a safe environment.
Oh, that's great. And overall, what would you say that you love the most about the mentorship program?
I think being able to talk to you, well, you, Caroline, because you're my mentor, but being able to talk to you about my goals, and having that accountability piece. So I was actually a part of the Military Spouse Leadership Development Program through MSAN, and they
Mhm.
talked a lot about the how success doesn't happen in a vacuum. And as cheesy as it sounds, it truly does take a village to help someone get to the next step. So that's what really inspired me to reach out to you and begin this mentorship process, because I'm very good at writing down a goal, but the piece that I had been missing for so long, especially because we're all in different parts of the country.
Of
Um,
the world.
yeah, if you don't have access to a military base, it's really hard to talk to that family resource officer or whatever the equivalent is for the Navy. So in my sharing my goals with you, and talking to you about my goals, really keeping me accountable for what I said I was going to do, and in the same at in that same line of thinking, also encouraging me to be flexible with myself because obviously life happens and it's really hard to
Mhm.
accomplish your goals when you get sick or if it's just a bad day. So just having that accountability piece and having that very human component of, hey, it's okay if you don't accomplish your goals within this set time that you set for yourself. It's okay.
Yes, yes, I get it. And I think it is talking a little bit more about what you said. It is very important because sometimes it is different when you find that accountability from people who are not in the military life because
Yes.
they cannot understand how our life changes so quickly and in small time frame. But yes, it is what happens. Maybe you know that next week you will be PCSing and it was a totally unexpected situation.
Right.
And then, okay, you need to postpone your goals and make changes and be flexible. And that can be very, I think, distressing for people who don't understand this life.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, yeah, I've experienced it in my current position as an AmeriCorps member. I feel like I experience that every day. I'm in the middle of a performance evaluation, and a lot of my goals, I mean, thankfully, I have a manager who, because she's known me for the past year, she kind of understands, but I think it's
Mhm.
that constant change, that constant thinking of what is my next step. I think that's a disconnect that a lot of um I'll say civilian companies don't really understand about military spouses, that we're always thinking about the next step and trying to plan for those rainy days.
Yes. And do you think overall that this mentorship program is important, especially for new spouses like you?
Oh, absolutely. I think it's extremely beneficial for both new and seasoned spouses. I'm very happy to see a lot of retired military spouses on the Military Spouse Advocacy Network, and I think
Mhm.
that them sitting in those mentorship roles is so important because there's so much information out there, and it's really, really, at least in my personal experience, it's really easy to get lost in all of the jargon,
Mhm.
all of the websites, and you know, sometimes you don't know if the services that are being shared by an organization are real or not. So the fact that you know, I stumbled on the Military Spouse Advocacy Network, knowing that it's a legit program that's out there to help
Mhm.
spouses, it's been really beneficial. It's helped me a lot in my personal and professional growth for sure.
Mhm. Yes, that's great. I think also that although the military is a very old system, it seems that the struggles of military spouses in the past continue to be the same struggles that we are facing today. So that kind of relevancy that still is present help us definitely to help new spouses that are facing this life.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah,
Mm.
I wish I had found about found about this organization sooner. I feel like a lot of the steps that I took previously were very much, you know, running around in circles, chasing my tail, trying to figure it out when I had no idea there was this whole network of military spouses that could have been like, "Hey, why don't you do this instead?" It would have
Mhm.
saved me a lot of time.
Yes, yes, totally. I agree. Well, Carolina, I think that would be all for this storytelling. Thank you so much for sharing your insights, and thank you once again for accepting this invitation.
Thank you for the work you do, Caroline. Thank you so much.